Right on me. All righty. Well, thank you guys so much for joining today. We've been doing a few different podcast opportunities over the last 6, 7 months as we want to continue to provide, helpful content to people as they try to step into this Sundance opportunity. And today we are lucky enough to be joined by Renee and Ellen, who I think were self-described to me the first time we met as the Sundance Superior Crew. Is that accurate? But yeah, so I'm gonna let both of you guys introduce yourselves more properly than me in a moment. But I think our hope today is to give anyone who has a home in Superior have a better understanding of what opportunity is ahead of them, what they need to do to be able to take part in that opportunity, and then hopefully even just a little bit bigger, broader scope of what Superior hopes during this Sundance window. And so, without me saying anything more before we jump in, I want to give both of you just a second to introduce yourself, what role you play in Superior, and then we'll jump right in. Who wants to start?
Ellen does.
I'll start. I'll go ahead. So my name is Ellen Robertson. I am the Economic Development Manager here for the town of Superior. My role can generally be described as additional duties as assigned, but generally work with business attraction, business retention, expansion efforts, tourism, regional collaborations, local collaborations, development support, business marketing or town marketing, any kind of number of things. So one size fits all here.
Awesome. And Renee?
Thank you. So my name is Renee Alaniz. I'm the Executive Director for the Superior Chamber of Commerce. So the Superior's role is to ensure that our businesses here or anyone who markets to Superior is supported, connected. We advocate for their needs. We ensure that they are getting the message to our residents and where they need to go. And we are a major support system for our local businesses. And we work really closely with the town of Superior and all the other chambers in our county.
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah. And so I think to sort of set up a little bit more what I hope to cover today is, you know, I think so much focus has been on Boulder, and rightly so, because they are the host of this event. But there's so much opportunity that this is bringing for the surrounding communities. And each community has a different role to play. Each community has different rules to follow. And so what I really hope we can provide some context for your residents is just what what should we expect? What can we do? And so I really hope that today can be uh, an opportunity for you guys if you're like, man, if I just had a way to tell everyone what I want them to know, not that everyone's going to watch this video, but at least it's something that will exist that you can point people towards and say, hey, this is a place where you can find a lot of information. And so, um, in in that, I think what I would like to start with is what you guys think Sundance could mean for your community, for Superior, and kind of how you, as two of the people that have been really closely involved with the city's choices of what to do about Sundance, what do you think the potential impact on the community is going to be during this 10-day, 2 week, you know, uh, time during the event?
Um, I'm going to let Ellen take most of it, but first I just want to say to Ross, thank you, and to Fox for including us and helping feature us. We really appreciate this opportunity to showcase Superior. So thank you for inviting us
Yeah,
here.
we're
And
delighted to have you.
thanks, it's so fun. I think Superior is kind of the best kept secret, or one of them, in Boulder County. And we have been known kind of as a quiet population, and we have grown over the last several years, and we have a downtown, and we have so much to offer and wonderful, beautiful, like all of Boulder County. We are a really great place to live and things to live and work. And so I think the chance for Sundance to come here and discover the values and the opportunity that Superior has to offer is it's a big opportunity for us to be a supporter of this whole event and this festival. And we, like a lot of towns in Boulder County, we have a strong art culture, we have a film culture, we have some real creative folks and residents and extremely talented people who live in our area, and this is a wonderful opportunity to showcase them and for them to kind of greet this art community at large as well.
Yeah, I echo everything Renee said. She says it so eloquently, so much better than I can ever say it. But it really is something that the community is rallying behind. They're very excited about. I mean, they are our neighbor just down the street, as Renee said last night, 7 minutes to Boulder. But it really is
Maybe I
going to
speed.
have a really positive impact on our community, both bringing people together in the arts. It's going to be a big opportunity for our businesses to really shine. We are at historically low vacancies, so we are full of businesses, a lot of them very small, locally owned businesses that are ready to be involved and really get their name out there. Just residents in general, they're excited to volunteer. We're a big volunteer community, so just being a part of it in that sense is going to be a really big excuse me, impact as well, just bringing people out and getting them out and about, especially in January when things generally do not happen. For the town itself, obviously we're looking for additional tax revenues. You know, this is going to be a big chance in that dead zone time of the dead winter for the businesses and for the town to get that, see some additional tax revenue, and really push out that people should come visit Superior, shop Superior, and just see what we're all about, like Renee said. Because yeah, we're getting out there. There's been a big push from the town to really market our events, our businesses, like Renee was saying, and just get people to know that we're here, because this is kind of a new thing for us to be seen and to be on the map. So
Yeah, and with that, as you guys are obviously closely engaged with the business community in Superior, what sort of things are you hearing specifically from that crew as they look forward to how they're going to engage with this Sundance opportunity?
Sure. This is the first year, so everyone has questions, everyone has excitement, anticipatory joy about this, but at the same time, they are all looking for different ways to kind of showcase and prepare opportunities so they look their best and they are on, kind of set for this. And so the opportunities to kind of have unique spaces to hold events. We have a lot of really fun, unique spaces, different things like a quilt workman shop. This is a pretty cool place that you can host events. They're looking forward to being welcoming to visitors. Looking forward to kind of creating the Sundance feel of the event without the programming, but have it still extend into Superior.
Yeah. And what are you hearing from residents so far through this process? Are you hearing equal kind of joy and excitement as you said with businesses, or are you hearing something else, or all of the things? You never know.
a lot of what we hear, I think, is a lot of excitement, looking for additional information, trying to figure out what to expect, and that's something none of us can really explain or tell them what to expect. But people are looking for those volunteer experiences. They're asking how to get there on transportation and buses and what are the opportunities. They are trying to figure out what it does mean for the community. Of course, there's always those hesitations, like this call pushing the short-term rentals, trying to get people into our communities. That's not something previously that's really been something that's happened in Superior. So what does that mean for our communities? That's been a conversation that's been ongoing. But a lot of it generally is excitement and just trying to wait and see what happens. So, Renee, I don't know if you've heard anything else.
Yeah, I think people, I think the biggest hurdle we've hearing, and I'm sure you've heard, Ross, is they want to rent their homes, but they are completely intimidated by the amount of work that is needed or the perceived amount of work that is needed to get their home rent. So we hear so many things like, oh, I have a great spot, but oh my gosh, I have to clear out how much stuff. And I think that is a hurdle to kind of mentally get through. And, we realize like, yes, you need to do that for Sundance, but this is potentially, as we know, a 10-year contract. So this is do it this time and it becomes easier and easier and a better investment for you long term.
Totally. I love that. And that feels like a good transition to sort of my next question for you guys, which is kind of the idea of renting out your home. And I think for me, there's obviously tons of questions, but one of the main ones is, well, I would also say there's a lot of opportunity for, that tax revenue, the businesses having a win, but the more people that stay in Superior proper, the more that's going to happen. And so obviously the more homes that can be opened up in Superior, the better for that impact. And then obviously there's also a chance of people coming through and having a destination that they come to as well. But um, what does it take for a Superior resident to be able to rent a home? And I would say outside of maybe the things that you were talking about, Renee, that are maybe the like, what do I have to do at my actual house? Because those questions are real too. But like, what do they need to do to do this properly through the
Yeah.
systems that you guys have set up?
So Ellen is the best expert for most of it, but I will tell you the approach that we have taken is to help our businesses and to help our town. We have started first about educating our residents about the rental, about short-term rental. What does this mean? And that is kind of the approach Superior is taking is first we want to explain and promote and have everyone understand what it means to bring attendees into Superior, to stay in Superior. And so that's kind of the foundation we're building on, and then bringing in like our business. And then the next thing, and Ellen is well versed in all things about how a resident can go about doing this.
I feel very called out, but I
Oh,
appreciate it, Renee. Thank you. So the town does have two short-term rental license types. We have our standard short-term rental license, which is a year-round license. So you can do it for Sundance, you can do it in the summer, you can do it to graduation, whatever. So that is a year-long license, $200 for the first-time application, and you can renew it $100 every year annually. So that is one option. And then last year we did, or this year, we did also begin our festival short-term rental license, very similar to what Boulder and other communities are doing, which is solely for the festival period. So it's been declared by town manager for the festival period, 10 days before, 10 days after, up to 29 days in total. And that one $200 application fee. So the application process is pretty similar for both of those. All the information can be found on the town short-term rental website. We have these little short-term rental information brochures around town. You can also find a PDF of this on the website. But the standard one is an online portal, and the festival one is emailed to our planning department. So all the information can be found on there, and I can go into more detail if we need to. But a big caveat I'll say with this is for residents, make sure your HOA or your metro district is okay with it, because we do require permission essentially from the metro district or your HOA for this, and not all HOAs are allowing the licenses. Some are only doing the festival licenses. So just double check before you go through the process or pay any money that you're getting the right license, and that you're allowed to actually be doing it in your community.
That's actually super helpful to be like start at your HOA level so
Mhm.
you know what's possible. One of the questions I immediately have is like, why would I do one license over the other?
Great question. The biggest one is if your HOA is only allowing the festival license, then you can do the festival license for nothing. The standard one you can again do all year round if your HOA is okay with that. The town's fine with that. So that one, $200, same price. The festival one, if you're only looking to do a one-time off, see how it goes, you don't want to have to deal with it the rest of the year, then you can just do the festival one and be done with it. They act the same during the festival, so
Totally.
it's
Uh,
totally fine.
are there, so in Boulder, for example, um, you can only get the short-term license if it is your primary residence. So like the year-long one. But a festival license, you can do it on an investment property. They have some other things to work with tenants and other things. Are there similar differences on your two licenses? Just because I do think there's a lot of people who rent homes in these communities, and so SDRs aren't normally an option. And so, does your festival license help me
Yes,
understand if
you are
that's
100%
accurate for you
correct.
guys?
Yes.
Okay,
So the standard one, you have to have it be your primary residence, and you can only have one on your property at a time. With the festival one, it relaxes those. You can have more than one short-term rental license. So if you have your primary residence and you have a mother-in-law shed or whatever else, you can have two. So you have to have one per residential unit, but you can't have two on your property. But it doesn't have to
makes
be your
sense.
primary residence. So you only have to prove it's your primary residence with the standard year-long one. With the festival one, we don't require that.
And what we're seeing is, we want to be responsible and help people do things the right way. And so, what do you typically seen if I were like ready to go after this uh, podcast and I was like, let's do it, and I submitted an application. What do you typically seen turnaround time for these applications for your residents so that they can sort of make plans to go, well, if it's taking 4 months, I should probably do it immediately, but you get my point. Like you wanna have a license before you market. I will be clear on that. And so, what are you seeing as far as turnaround time?
We are a small town, so luckily we have pretty quick turnarounds, generally within a week or two. Um, Jeffrey Weathers is our dedicated planner for the short-term rental applications, and so he reviews them generally just for completeness. So part of that application process is an affidavit where you initial and sign that everything is above bar, you have all the life safety things that are required. So we don't do any home inspections prior to license or anything like that. So you just give us what we need, pay the money for it, and then we should be good to go. And then we will inspect if we get complaints or anything like that. So that's all part of the application process.
Awesome. Well, I think that gives people a good understanding of like first best steps of like check with your HOA, then apply for one of these two, whatever fits the property and what's real about it. I really like your uh, differentiating that it's like if you have an ADU on site, you can do it all, but make sure you have a license for both. We want to make sure that everything's being treated correctly and safely. Um, so let's say everyone leaves this and there are, thousands of homes now being available for rent. Renee, what do you see starting to percolate and work in the business community that is um, not just, hey, let's be ready for it, but like, hey, let's make this a destination. Let's make this a big deal to not just be in Boulder. Because I know a lot of communities are being strategic to go, how can we highlight who we are during this moment? So I'm kind of curious what either you're sort of spearheading through the chamber or what you're sort of helping facilitate between business owners that's going to be fun.
Sure. The first simple thing that we're doing is with the town and with the chamber combined, we are doing these welcome packages. So anyone who does have their home for rent, they'll be able to apply, and we will then deliver the kind of business directory and all the little events that are happening in Superior at the time, and any promotions that our businesses are working on. Their like Sundance promotion. Come get this Sundance flavored coffee if they are considered a business friend of Sundance. First thing we've done is we've pushed everyone to, it is free to register your business as a vendor for Sundance and for your offering. So we have pushed everyone through that funnel to make sure that you've registered your business as a vendor, no matter what type of business. You receive your seal, your little sticker that says, I'm a friend of Sundance. And then that goes into the entire kind of vendor database that Sundance and their sponsors and their vendors can then look to and use as resources. So that's the first thing we ask all of our businesses to do. The second one is if they have a great space or something unique to rent out, that they also list their location through Sundance as this is an option for sponsors, vendors, studios to have an event here or do things. So we ask them first. We make sure all of our businesses get registered. These are free. These are easy to do. Then through our welcome basket, we will have like different promotions and different kind of Sundance specials that our businesses are going to be doing through the 11 days. So we're going to have three sessions in the next 3 months and to educate our businesses with the help of the SBDC and Sundance. We're going to have them kind of work on marketing plans and suggestions and run through best practices for what they can do individually and then collectively in the different marketplaces for each area to kind of highlight and be Sundance welcoming. And then we'll do that with those kids will also go to our hotel that is coming online just in time for Sundance. And so those are the kind of the very basic small things of building our base. And then from there, we will work on kind of some sort of activation in the marketplaces during that time.
Awesome. I love that collaboration, that kind of collective thought of doing this, because I also agree with something Renee said earlier of like January is normally real sleepy in the retail restaurant world. And so to be able to bring in this level of economic impact and provide a quality of experience that these attendees are going to be like, no, I definitely want to check that out at least one of the nights, that I'm here. I want to check out some of these other areas. And what's cool is like Superior's not alone in that. There's going to be other cities from Lyons through Superior, probably even Golden, like just along the foothills that are going to do some of these things. And so I think the more it's not just one business kind of doing some ideas on their own, great, do what you want, but also coming together as a bigger community to say, hey, if you come here, you're going to experience not just what we're bringing, but what our community is bringing. And I think the more businesses can be collaborative in this, I think it's going to really make a big win for everyone involved. I also love the hospitality of coming up with a little welcome, kit. We believe in that wholeheartedly, and what we do as we host stays all year round is like if you just show up to a property and you walk in and it's just empty,
Yeah.
you can sleep there, you can do stuff, but
hmm
we want people to walk in to hello, welcome, here are things that we've put together for you to say we're glad you're here. And so all of those opportunities, I think, is really, really smart and really a great thing. And honestly, I think it's one of the advantages you guys have as a community. You guys are more sticky in your communication with each other than a lot of communities are. And so I commend you for jumping on those ideas early. I think there's a lot of people that might listen to this and be like, should we do something like that? But um, uh, what are you guys hearing? Like, are you guys hearing anything from the residents of like, hey, stuff's starting to book? I mean, I even like the new hotel, are you hearing things from them that's like, hey, there's a lot of movement. This is exciting. Like, should people be still holding off for a few more months to decide if they want to engage? I guess is my question.
Um, Ellen can talk about all of that, but no, they need to do this now. um,
I was putting that one on the tee for you.
I know. We all know. The first thing is like after you get your permit, and you talk to your HOA, then you need to take photos of your place and get it online because, as we all know, the timeline right now of this June, September is when Sundance is hiring their staff and their volunteers. And so, we hear residents worried that people are going to come to their place and have a party and they're worried about damage to their home. But the truth is, a lot of the people, especially the ones going to stay a long term, those are the staff, and they are going to start looking right now at their lodging. And so I encourage people to not hold off on this because the moment you get it up there, then it's there and it gets reviewed by the sponsors, the vendors, all the other kind of structural framework of Sundance, not just the attendees. But Ellen, I don't know if you can talk about like residential applying and where people are.
So we don't know how many standard short-term rental license people will participate. So that's kind of an up in the air number. As of last Wednesday, we did have 13 festival license permits that were approved. So that's great.
Yeah.
Fantastic for a new permit. Our hotel still under construction, but they do have opening, or they are taking bookings for the Sundance period starting January 21st. So we've not gotten an update on that, but I just echo Renee, get it done now. People are booking now. The ticket packages are going to go on sale for Sundance October. People are already going to be looking at where they can stay. Is it going to be the full 10 ticket, whatever package that they want. So if you can get the process started now, get the pictures taken, get it up online, people are looking, and we know that they're looking. So
Yeah, and I would echo that. I would say we've seen a pretty big uptick as summer ended and school year sort of started. We all know summer has not ended with how hot it is, but the school year starting, we are seeing more and more requests coming in across all of our properties, and so I just think that's going to increase. And what we're hearing is really September, October is when the bulk of these stays are going to be booked. And a lot of the questions, and I will also say, in my experience of doing this for 15 years, 7 years for Fox, there's a little bit of a different flow of how stays happen than you're used to in other times. They can be a little bit more involved. It's not as easy as just like, I opened it, somebody booked it, cool, bye. There's a lot more back and forth. There's conversation because I will say this, a lot of people are trying to find a place for the next 10 years, not just this year.
Right.
They want to find the place that's going to feel comfortable to be able to just go, forward every year in this. And so just something to be thinking about as people are deciding, should I do this or not? The time is now. So
I'm going to stand up because the light went off in this room.
please,
I don't know where
please.
the sensor is. So
Yeah,
excuse me.
you're fine. Um, well, awesome. Oh, it worked. You did a great job. So, um, I think I have a clear understanding of kind of what you guys are doing as a community, both in engaging the business side, but also making it possible for residents to take advantage of. Um, I don't think there's anything else that I had questions about outside of what we've already covered. So I guess what I would say is I'd be curious what each of you want to like leave your community with at the end of this conversation to sort of launch them into what's next. And so I want to give each of you a moment to sort of give your marching orders to those in your community.
I would say, there's so much. This is a huge opportunity. There's a lot of balls in the air. There's a lot of information that's still getting finalized. So just thank everyone for their patience, their flexibility as things get formalized, just from Sundance, from their City of Boulder, all sorts of people. It's been an ongoing process, and we've said it a lot repeatedly over the last year of we're just waiting on information, things aren't finalized, information will come, or it won't, but hopefully it will. And we're just trying to set up the community and the businesses for as much success as we can. And that's what I think everyone should try and do. Remember, it's a 10-year contract, hopefully longer. So We really are looking to be good partners, a supportive community. We want to make it a good experience for Sundance, for their staff, their volunteers, the people going to it, everyone in between. It should be a good experience for everyone, including the community. So just we'll come out with more information as we can. We're trying to figure out ways to share information as it comes. But just be excited and be happy. And if you have any questions, please reach out to the chamber or the town staff. We're all really happy to share information that we have, get people signed up, and just get people moving. So.
Thank you, Ellen. I think I would leave with this is, as we know, Sundance is kind of a public festival, a community festival. So keep in mind, people had concerns of it's going to be really crazy and really crowded and a lot of celebrities. And I want to say this is a festival for the people, independent spirit. And so I hope we lean into that kind of independent spirit. Don't be afraid to rent out your home because you're going to meet some really interesting and exciting people potentially, and you can build some relationships. Like Ellen said, this is a 10-year project, and we have a great opportunity to kind of raise the whole level and vibration of Boulder County and show everyone what we are capable of. And so it's a really unique opportunity, and we have to go at this with patience and grace, as this is the first year and we are all figuring this out together. But I would say, I know it's kind of an idea like, let's wait till next year and see what happens this year. But I think you have a better advantage of getting in the ground this year, getting those relationships. Maybe someone loves your home and they'll keep coming back. And so I think this is a great time to try it.
Yeah, I love both of your thoughts on that. And I would say, like, one of the biggest things to hopefully longer than 10 years that I think is the biggest need is housing. And so obviously that's what we're paying attention to every day right now. But I would also say, like, there are fears that are legitimate. But I would say talk to somebody who's an expert who can actually help you through that, whether it's us, whether it's another company, whether it's a friend that you know who's VRBO, Airbnb their house for years. Talk to them about how it goes. What were the sticking points? What are the things that I need to wrap my head around? Because I do think it's a lot of the unknown that's keeping people from jumping in. And I think, we need more people to sort of take this chance and know that it's like, we have hundreds of properties we've managed for 7 years this way. And I don't think we would still be doing what we did if homes just get ruined.
Yeah.
And I think helping people understand, like, no, like, it's not a legitimate long-term business if the first stay destroys the home. And so I would say that usually lends itself to, there's a lot more good stories that come from these types of things than, the few articles you've read about some horror stories. So where can people go to find out more information?
Well, first off, we have a lot of these informational sessions, and we have one this week, which
Nice.
is on Wednesday, tomorrow. We have a panel of experts talking about the best practices in Superior, and we have a lot of vendors there who could help you. Like if you need to get professional photography or you need help decluttering your home, we have a lot of subject matter experts in getting your home ready who can offer you wonderful tips and tricks. And so we have a lot of, through our community businesses all around, we have a lot of experts who are willing to kind of provide support so residents don't have to go through this alone. And I think one thing attending our informational sessions has been really important to kind of reduce or get your questions answered and your fears settled. And then, Ellen, do you want to talk about the town's resource?
Sure. So as I mentioned earlier, we have these cute little brochures, and they just have a lot of basic information. This is Stephanie Miller, one of our current council members, just FYI. But again, you can go to the website. It has all the information spelled out, the taxes, the fees, the links to everything that you need is on that website if you like reading things. Jeffrey Weathers, our planner, he's happy to take any questions. There's a specific email for short-term rentals at superiorcolorado.gov. You are also, again, welcome to reach out to myself. My contact information is on our website as well, lnr@superiorcolorado.gov. Give me a call. My office is downtown at the Civic Space. So that's a really good resource for people. Again, the Chamber is a fantastic resource, and they've pulled together a lot of great people. For businesses, please reach out to either one of us. But I will also add that SBDC does one-on-one advising right now for Sundance. If businesses are looking specifically to
Nice.
get prepped or meet with specific experts on marketing, promote, whatever, they do those one-on-one advising, and they are also working on some additional Sundance related stuff. So, yeah, just reach out, and we're happy to connect as needed.
Also, one last thing, to sign up for the Superior Chamber newsletter, we have a section, it comes out bi-weekly. We have a section on what businesses need to do each step for Sundance. So like right now, those are the links to register your business as a business friend of Sundance. And so that's where we'll keep putting more information in the next steps and show and information about our business sessions that are coming up.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for taking time out of your busy week to connect on these things. I think one of the biggest things is giving people clarity. And so each little step we can do, like the event you have tomorrow, that can help people get to a point of clarity of how they can participate in this moment, business, housing, whatever it might be. I think it's awesome. So I appreciate you guys lending us your time and your expertise this morning. And hopefully we'll be able to put all these websites in the body of the writing of this video. I'm clearly not the video expert here, but somebody else who's smarter than me will help there. But I just really appreciate you guys. I think you guys are doing all the right things to not only uplift your community, but also help this bigger event be something that is really, really awesome and stays as a staple of our culture in our community. And so, thanks so much for taking the time today, guys, and hope you see continued success throughout the town of Superior through this process.
Thank you, appreciate it, and thank you for having us.
Thank you, Ross, for letting us highlight Superior, and thank you for your support through this whole process.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. We got to do it together. So,
Yeah,
well, thanks so much for coming today, guys, and have a great day.
thank you.
Thank you.